everyone. I hope you're doing well. We are going to talk really quickly about straining our voice when we sing and how not to strain our voice when we sing. A lot of people overdo what is called compression. And compression is when, our vocal cords, they come together to make sound. Well, if we over push them together and we get this tight sound and we sound like right? And that's straining. And a lot of people think that they have to sing loud to get higher. Well, that's not true. Your volume and your approach are two different things. If you feel that strain there, then what you need to do is decompress. So if you will breathe for me, I want you to take in air, then breathe out. Go. Now take in air, breathe out, and stop it. So go. Now take in air, breathe it out, stop it, and exhale. Okay, when we stop the air, that's compression. When we released it, that's decompression. If you are feeling like, if you're getting that tight sound, or you are feeling a strain here, so your voice is here, you can hear it, but also it's a little sore, it's a little dry, you need to decompress. You need to release. You will feel it's just like brake pads. It goes, okay? It's, that's that feeling there. And it allows your vocal cords to do what they naturally are supposed to do. Now, there is a bit of compression that you want to happen, but when you're working on your voice and you're growing your range and things, compression is not what you need to apply. You need to first come from a light approach. I always say, you go into the gym, you don't pick up 1,000 pounds and go, okay, I can lift this is great. You got to start with 5 and 10 pounds. Then you can grow up to some more, then 100, then this, okay? Same thing when you're working on your voice. You don't go in and strain. If you do, you're going to overly strain and you're going to hurt yourself. And if you continue doing that, you will do irreversible damage. And we don't want that because we want everybody singing and wonderful. So for the most part, you want to keep your larynx at a more of a stable place. So the way to do that is to really relax and to allow it to kind of be at a lower place. It'll move a little bit. You will get more volume and you'll be able to project more if your larynx is lower than if it rises up. Also, make sure that you keep your jaw loose and that you're not having any tension here. Tension here travels to tension here. So keep this loose. Also, make sure that your soft palate is relaxed but raised. So just like, when we're yawning, there's soft area. So we have our hard palate. You can feel it with your tongue. Then you go back. There's your soft palate. And you also want to make sure that your tongue is relaxed. So just like you're making the sound ng, or like you're saying the word king. So king. So my tongue is there. So you can really and you can lift with your higher, but this should all stay nice and relaxed. And depending on your placement, you can cover notes, is something we like to say. And you can cover notes by allowing your support, the relaxation here, and your placement to all work together to cover notes so that you're not experiencing huge humps when you're rising and falling in your range. You can truly use your chest voice and then your mixed voice and then your head voice without getting those big humps in there. But make sure as you're working that you're working supported, but you're also working relaxed. If you tense up there and you overly compress, that's when you start straining and you're forcing the note. You're not allowing the note. When you sing, you have to allow. And the only way to allow is to be supported. Just think about if we go into a situation and we go, okay, I've got to get control of this. Well, normally we can't get control because we're too bull in a china shop. If we take a moment, breathe, and then come into it and in a more relaxed state, you can gain more control. And that's the same thing when you are singing. So remember that when you're singing, approach and dynamics are two different things. You do not have to sing loud to sing high. You should actually do the opposite when you're working on growing your range. You should come from more of a breathy sound because it is your head voice. You know, the more compression that is applied should be in your chest voice. You know, some people call it belting or whatever have you. That comes from a more compressed area. But then as you grow, you should come from more of a decompressed area. Okay? Now, it should not be overly decompressed. It should be a nice in between, but your main support and energy should be coming from your diaphragm. Okay? So it should be lowered and released and relaxed and not pulled in, and that should be what's out. This should be more relaxed and released. This should be relaxed and released, and this should be lifted. And that way you can really cover and do what you need to do, and do something that is called circular breathing as well. Allows you to cover more. We'll talk about that another time. But just make sure you're not straining your voice. Make sure that you stay hydrated. You can't sing with a dry voice. You should be drinking more than most do if you're a singer. Double what the intake is. But mostly you should be kind to yourself. And if it feels weird, then you're doing it wrong. Reset and try it again. All right. Don't strain, relax, and allow, and keep singing. And I'll see you next time. Bye.